Hello. So, cat and cow. You know that pose, right? If you're an avid yogi, you've definitely done it before. And because we do it so often, I feel like it's definitely one of those postures and fluid movements that we just move through and kind of forget the real potency of it. So what if cat and cow weren't just flexion, extension, spinal warm-up? Yes to all of that. And also, the cat represents how we feel when we are feeling more of the lower, more negative emotions. An example that my husband often shares is he's like, what does a dog do when they feel defeated? They curl their tail underneath their legs and they're all rounded. So it's like the defeated state. The cow posture reflects how we feel when we feel joyful and excited and elated and fulfilled. They are two ends of the spectrum. And so when we do cat and cow and breathe through the movements of cat and cow, we are honoring the gap between these two states. Neither one is right or wrong, better or worse. As humans, we're gonna experience these lower states. But right there at the opposite end of the spectrum of this is this state. And we're obviously going to experience this state as well. Many of us actually live in a state in between the two states. And if we are in this state, doing yoga and consciously breathing through cat and cow is actually something that can help us when we're in these lower states, even when we're in a mid state, even when we're in the elated state, the joyful state. Because a lot of times we'll experience this elation, this joy, and we're like, oh, I want to hold on to this. Please let me hold on to this. And we don't really know how to tangibly hold on to it sometimes. It's just like it happens to us, and it's great when it's happening to us, but it doesn't always happen. The conscious practice of cat and cow can build our mastery within this spectrum, that's a huge thing. You can choose to be joyful and present and elated and all of those things. You can choose that and experience that as often as you want it when you experience mastery of that spectrum. And when you're in the lower state, you can even realize this is the lower end of the spectrum. It's an experience I'm having. It isn't me. I am not stuck here. It is an experience I'm having. It's not good or bad. And I can feel it and I can move through it. You don't have to be stuck in anything. And that is one of the gifts that cat and cow can offer us. Cat and cow is really helpful as a tool to use to be comfortable experiencing the different levels of emotion, low versus high, negative versus positive, because we can consciously easily move our body into those postures. We can't as consciously easily move our emotions from one to the next. So using the posture and the breath and the presence within each of those postures is just a fantastic tool to use. And it's a tool that many of us use, but aren't using the tool to its full ability. There's another way to use this tool that many of us aren't using or accessing, which is why I'm making this video. And you can see my natural posture here. I am not fully rounded, but I'm also not like this right now. So you can acknowledge where on the spectrum you're currently sitting. And now I'm going to move through a few seated cat and cow postures, and we'll see where I'm living after that. So I'm going to inhale. I'm going to start with the heart forward, just because I feel like doing that right now. I draw the shoulder blades in and down my back. I reach the chest forward and up, the clavicle forward and up. I lengthen through the back of my neck. I slightly tuck my chin in. I'm activating the Jal and Dara lock, Bandha, the neck lock. Inhaling and exhaling around through my spine, turn my head towards my belly. Inhaling, I'm going to move back into that cow. And my spine's already oscillating. Exhaling, I'm rounding back into the cow. You can do this move with your own breath at your own pace. I'm going slowly, obviously, at first. Now holding the top of my breath, I'm activating my Mula Bandha, pulling the energy up through my spine. Holding the top of the breath. As you can tell, my posture is actually quite different now than when I started. And I'm not doing this for better posture. I'm doing this to feel and honor whatever I'm experiencing throughout my spine and each spectrum of the cat and cow. And my system has learned to oscillate and eventually let that energy wave through my body. The energy is actually getting hung up and stuck along my spine somewhere. And so that oscillation is breaking up stagnation or breaking up where I have a rigid perspective on something. I don't even know what it's about, but it's going to help me become more aware of it. And actually just that will start to shift the way I perceive and view things and bringing some new flow and movement into it. And then the wave through the spine comes when that blockage becomes less stagnant. And when there's that wave in those areas of your body, you're more easily able to like ride the waves of life and the ways of life. Because when it's rigid, that's when we come up to our resistance, and it's like, oh, I feel like I'm like walking through mud or like coming up against hard objects as I'm trying to walk forward. Like that's kind of what that would show up as. And I definitely feel that way sometimes in my life. And then when you feel that wave, you will experience more wave-like and synchronicity and flow in your life. So yeah, I think that's all I have for now. Let me know if you experience something cool with cat and cow. Cat and cow is in like every yoga class. So I hope that it gets you excited to go to yoga again and it ignites your cat and cow passion. And when you're doing cat and cow during your flows in yoga, I hope you get to experience a whole new level of it now, because it's a very cool level of cat and cow to experience, I think. Let me know how it goes. Thank you.